Why? Doggy. Doggy? Doggy, where the fuck did you come from? What? It's the same neighborhood. No, slow down, I can't keep up with you. We're kind of near infected district. Dog! Where do you go? It's the same place I saw you last time. Turning right. Does he go somewhere? I feel like he's just gonna lure me to a guard and get me killed. He's running into that. It's the only dog I've ever seen in the same area twice. Going into that corner. What is your deal? What? Wait, is he just back to... what the fuck? Is that all he does? Is he just wandering around randomly? There's nothing... Is there no greater mystery? Wow, that really shows you how big the rats are in this game. What the fuck, man? Oh god. Ow. Stop it. Doggy, 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 doggy. He's just gonna run around like a lunatic, isn't he? Oh crap, I'm trapped. I'm gonna die now. Unless... I found his elemental weakness. Stabbings. Got the inventory space for it, I guess. I mean, it's not like my rep's gonna get any higher right now. Anyway, I went to all 3 of the camps that we know about to see if any of them, you know, despite Aspidy's protestations, if any of those camps might help me out. They didn't, as it turns out. So, yeah. I think I have to go through with the whole camp thing. I mean, the murder a dancer thing. What are you mumbling there? Dark times upon us. The town is dying. For it was written, water shall become blood, like that of a dead man. True, blood spills faster than water, and the body shall be desecrated, and the children shall rise up against their parents. Tell me about the Backbone District. Where is it? Any points of interest there? It's the knots by the wall. That's where the town hall is. They call the backbone area the knots? Oh, it makes more sense now to me. It's called the knots, like you have a knot in your back, like in the musculature and whatnot. Because that's where the spine of the cow is, that if you look at that as being the map. Huh. That's where the town hall is. The common opinion goes that it's the most useless district of them all. A district of dimwits. My pa, rest his soul in peace, used to say just that. A district of dimwits. Never allowed little me to be there so that I wouldn't pick up their stupidity. Really, your father sounds like a most honorable person. He was a sot, so help me, a thief and a waste of skin, cursed like a she-dog, drank away all our money, and ruined my pure-hearted ma through his wretchedness. The son is a success, though. Ha! Because he's a drunk. Jokey jokes. My health is very bad right now. Oh my god. Just burning through my supply that I've been building up this whole time. Hopefully I'll get to sleep to recover it. I don't want to burn through all my bandages right now. I hope. So yesterday ended prematurely. Did I buy my... I think I bought my caffeine yesterday, right? I don't think I'm behind on caffeine. I'll be able to buy some more right now. Also, I'm gonna... Oh. Oh, it's not caused... Okay. Weird. I think if you quick save when you have 0 rep, it just does the crybaby sound again. Like it's not being caused by anything. Weird. Like it's not... You didn't lose rep. It's just... If you have 0 rep, it does that over and over. Okay, so that's... Yeah, that's her. The one who died in the Bachelor timeline. I wonder... Maybe Aspidy was never going to help me? Or maybe I made the wrong choice by being honest with her. Maybe if I lied to her, she would have sent me somewhere to go and led to something else. But right now I'm just doing what happened in the Bachelor timeline, basically. Not very proud of it. Earrings. Beautiful antique piece. I could sell these, but problem is just that I don't... My inventory Yeah, I don't have a lot of space, and I'm gonna be killing more people probably. Yep, so let's not deal with that. Hi. That's a willow. I think, yes, that's the person. Would you me to do... What? Would you me to do anything special for you, young Brooke? As a daughter of Bodo, I have to obey you. The locals call me Willow. It must be, would you like me to do anything special for you? I keep finding typos like crazy. Huh. Obey me, why? I'm a dancer, you see. It's a very special trade, an ancient trade. The rite is obligatory to us, even more so than for the butchers. What does your trade have to do with religion? Are you joking, Brooke? A dancer knows the lines. Only a dancer can bend and extend them. It's a sacred art. These days, we're not dancing because of the mourning. But when happier days come, you will see how far we can extend the lines of body. I hope happier days come very soon. Would you like me to do anything special for you, young Brooke? Same thing as before. My music's getting bad. Oh my god.
What?
The patrolmen aren't running out of legs, are they? Are you the boss here? You could say so, Ripper. I need one of these women. They're not for sale. Neither are they takeaway, especially now. They are very dear to me. I'm getting more and more sentimental by the day. I need to talk to them. Fine by me. Talk ahead. Thanks. I'm just straight up, I am the Ripper now. I am just actually orchestrating a murder. It's a mandatory quest though, it's today's main quest. If I don't do it, then bad things will happen. And we can make negative progress towards saving the city. It's the kind of call we gotta do. Okay, can I talk to this one?
Is there a treatment for this disease? Anything helpful at all?
Okay. Okay. 22:39. It's getting late. I might have to use an old save at this rate because I'm getting stuck. The conversations have all dead-ended. Would Aspedy offer me one of the butchers? No. Will Andre agree? No. Andre has no more dialogue.
So blind.
Andre has no more dialogue, and she's not doing anything. Locals call me Willow. What do I do with that? Welcome to the past. Yeah, it's now significantly, well, a bit earlier. Yeah, I became convinced, I'm not really sure, honestly. I was somewhat convinced that the time of day was a problem and that I had basically outlived the quests, but also I reached dead ends. So I'm gonna try doing different dialogue with Aspedy to see if that gives a different result, and if that doesn't happen, I'm gonna hope that maybe being earlier might cause results to happen and stuff like that. What's coming to mind for me is that when I did this quest as the Bachelor, the dancer was supposed to meet up at a certain time of the night, and that affected the quest. And I was getting there like in the last hour of the 24-hour cycle. The main thing that happened is that the constant fighting and nonsense that was happening around the theater really ate into my time. And so I just replayed the day, more or less, starting with when I was in the caves. Because that's the last time I had a manual save. I had a manual save in the caves and after Aspedy. That was a mistake. I did not have a manual save before Aspedy, so I could not test different dialogue options, so I had to replay since the caves to get back to here. I basically just avoided fighting as much as possible, went around via the fields to get around as much as I could to get here. And it's a bit earlier, but also I get a chance to do different dialogue choices, because as far as I could tell, the quest was dead-ending.
Deer is tracing the streets like bacteria in a vein.
I could not find a single option with which to proceed, so I was stuck. The kin is ready to follow your lines, O eldest of Burrocks. Is that so, sister? I've already been through this part before. Been through that part, and that part. Let's see. Yeah, I'm gonna skip the information part. No. You are to follow blindly. Your curiosity is unnecessary. All right. What do you want to know? I want to know where to find a butcher. There are no more runaways in this town. The last ones were led out secretly this morning. They are planning to perform a rite and make a sacrifice of their own, though. And so they went to the gatherers, those moronic animals. Do they really believe they can guess the lines required for such a feat? Unthinkable. Which gatherer did they go to? That I do not know, but I think they're not interested in the gatherers themselves. They rather have business with the herb bride that lives with them. I do not know or care which one she's living with these days. Okay. I'll look for them. Yeah, thankfully I know which one that is. I think... Is that where I found the herb bride? Didn't I find the bride on the eastern one, not the western one? Huh. One of the Odong is in luck. He owns an herb bride. Bride. One of the Earth's betrothed. Something's brewing here.
Seriously?
Huh. That gives me something to work with. The runaway butchers have left the town. For some reason, they were on their way to visit the herb bride, who lives in one of the twire gathering worms. I can still get a hold on them there. Herb bride. I think because of herb, you immediately want to say bribe, like to bribe someone. So herb bribe, because that's the syllable you're already on. We have to like loop back around to the other side to go herb bride. And it's just weird. Herb bride? I wonder if pronouncing the H makes it easier to say bride afterwards or not. Oh my god, the sun's still up. That's how much time I've saved. Which is good. The sooner I finish today's events, timeline-wise, the sooner I can... The more time of the night I can dedicate to just slaughtering every thug I find in order to refill the reputation meter. And that's a serious need right now. Alright, jump cut for a long trek again, I suppose. But as on the topic of save scumming, every now and then admittedly I do it for more petty reasons, like, no, fuck you, you're not taking my stuff, which has happened twice now, where the game just wants to take all of your items, and I'm like, excuse me? But I kind of take it as mandatory in this playthrough to do the main story every day. For a number of reasons. There's a lot of playthroughs I do where I'll just accept the outcome of what happens as long as I understood what I was doing at the very least. Like, if I understand that I'm making a decision, I'll follow through with it. This topic might last all the way until I'm there. I think we've come across this a few times, especially with Kingdom Come Deliverance. It was a common topic that I had to try to explain. If I make a decision, and that decision goes poorly for me, or has unintended consequences, get stuck on weird things in that kind of context, but the story continues and I just get like a suboptimal thing happening or something, I'm cool with that. That's fine. But I'm not fond of being blindsided by weird nonsense, or in Kingdom Come Deliverance's case, just a lot of like bugs, or getting stopped where I'm like, I don't know what to do next, or something just fails for reasons that aren't even apparent or something. Like if there's it's like I think of it like a Sonic level. In Sonic the Hedgehog, every level, the 2D ones at least, have like a series of vertical planes where there's different paths to the level. If you make a mistake, you fall down to the next path and you continue from there. It's like you're now doing a suboptimal route and it's less good, but you know, there's still other things happening. Whereas in another game, if you might just instantly die, and then it's like, oh, I gotta replay the level now because I died. Sonic has like multiple paths. It's almost like decisions or something in a way, or at least it works as a visual model for what I'm talking about here on some level. My issue with failing the story in this game is that it just stops. It's like how during the main story missions, almost every day you can be like, nah, and you can just say no. And then all that happens is you open your quest log and there's little asterisks now saying that the quest is over. I'm like, alright, cool.
what a fun video to make for the audience, and also what a fun way to experience the story for myself, that it just ends. Like, it's not a very dynamic quest system. There's a lot of cool things about it, but and there are some branches in some of the stories, but there's also just a lot of outcomes where the thing just dead ends and stops. Admittedly, the simulation technically continues. I can continue forward, and they're about to be there. I can continue forward in the story, and the simulation will continue. I'll reach the next day. That day's story will start. One of my bound will now be infected or something, or dead or something, because they tried to do the quest instead of me. That's actually what happened. Is I wandered around and I waited and tried to see if I could find anything to do, and then it was like it said Murky was in trouble. I opened the bound menu, and Murky was now a weird static screen, which is, I guess, what happens when they get in trouble. I assume they're sick now, but like, that's my problem with that, is that when you make mistakes, or you get down the wrong path, or you just get misled by the game in some cases, if you fail the daily quest, it's not really replaced by something equally interesting. It's just you stop. The daily quest just dead ends. You don't find out what happened in the story there. And in fact, as far as I'm aware, the next daily quest picks up almost as if you had done the previous quest. Like, I don't think the game really adapts to the idea that you failed the previous quest unless that quest kills you. And so what it really ends up being is it just feels like I missed a piece of the story, and the story is happening off camera. And I'm like, that's not a great player experience, and it's also it's especially not a great viewer experience. And I'm trying to make a thing for the audience, and there's even a little bit more pressure there, because this is Pathologic, a game that almost nobody has let's played, and especially fewer people have let's played to completion. I've looked around. There's a decent handful of people that hop in as like the Bachelor and do one playthrough and stop, but not a ton. It's not a popular game ever. But there's especially fewer people that ever went past the Bachelor. It's a tiny number of people. So on some level, like, it's like that's one of the only playthroughs online. It's especially egregious to be like, yeah, and I just didn't do that day's story quest. I just didn't. Because yeah, you could just play every day. Technically, most of these days as Artemy, I could wander around, gather shit, kill thugs, get a bunch of money, and just loop and not engage with the story, and it would technically, on many of these days, still continue. Bad things would happen to my bound, and I don't know yet if I can make Panacea based on resource gathering, or if it's plot based. Maybe you could make infinite Panacea and just cure them all and just not engage with the story. I don't know. Or maybe you're just doomed, as I suspect you would be. If I skipped story missions as the Bachelor, we would just be doomed to a suboptimal ending where, as far as I'm aware, in order to even do the ending choices, I think you have to have all of your bound be healthy. And then in order to get the additional choices, you have to make all of those people's bounds healthy, which I did. And that's the interesting ending. I would say bare minimum doing a let's play would be to make sure that your bound make it to the end, so you can at least have like an ending of some kind, and not just have it be like, yeah, this was all for nothing and I just kind of didn't make it. Sorry guys. So that's why I insist on loading until it works. Otherwise, yeah, I would have never made it. Especially the Bachelor. Like, early, I ran into troubles literally on the day 1 to day 2 transition, because I got blindsided by the increased food prices and I had no food, and I was like, fuck. And some people argued that I could have fixed that still within the system, but like, still, like, I think it's kind of mandatory if I'm presenting this to an audience to do the daily quest, and so I will. That's the one. Like, there's a few things I'll load for here and there, and obviously I'll die or other things will happen, but I will straight up like replay the day's quest if I need to, just to get ahead on the schedule. Oh, and I'll start the whole day over if I have to, just to try to get you guys the ending where you get to see the story happen, as opposed to having it just happen off camera, which is what happens. I guess Murky did something because I failed the quest. Like, that's cool. What is happening here? Did I already save? Let's do a load. Yeah, I saved out on the horizon. Something's happening over here. Hi. I seem to have found the butchers and the bride all in one place. Can I talk to the bride? Yep. Are you the only son of Oinenburg, the elder of your kin? And heir to the leadership in the kin? Yes, I am Baruch. Have you come to open my flesh up along the Ragai line? What do you mean? They want to feed the steppe with my blood to stop the plague, but I'm not strong enough for the earth to accept the sacrifice as sufficient. Please, make them go away. You have the boon of fertility, don't you? The steppe loves me and grants me herbs. I can call white whip with my songs, and brown twire is lured by the warmth of my breath. Black twire is abundant if I give my juices to the earth in winter. Will twire become rarer if you die? Of course it will, now and forever. I wanted to give birth to a daughter in 9 years so she'd take my warmth and become a bride in my stead. I am the only one to call herbs out of Suok's gut until then. Don't kill me, please. I'll be of more use to you alive. You will live, calm down. Maybe not, but I want to talk at least. Can I talk to you guys? You are your father's son. You who know the lines. You who, you know how to liberate flesh. Open this woman up for us. What for? Her juices nourish the steppe. She is full of Mother Bodo's warmth. We want to quench the earth's thirst for blood with hers to stop the death. Will the kin accept me if I perform the rite? You will be rewarded. You will do good deed. You will be loved and respected. Our children will grant you meat and even bread. They're sort of like making long-term promises for both outcomes. So if I kill her, I get meat, I get food from their kids apparently, but lose herbs as a result. I'll have a better reputation if I kill this girl. Yes, you'll have the best reputation possible. Bring Mother Bodo's warmth back to her, and the vein will reward you. Will you accept me as my father's heir after the sacrifice? If the sacrifice helps. Oh, look at you with your conditions where you can get out of this now. Is that so? We respect your knowledge, Oinen. We know the simple lines of bull flesh, but the secret lines of human flesh are concealed from us. Well, then you're not entitled to having opinions concerning things you have no idea about. Will you open the herb bride for us or not? No, I won't. Then you are no son of Baruch, whose blood flows in your veins. These words will cost you your life. Eat this, swine. You literally have to, you're required to pick, literally both options are I will kill someone. I'm backing away. Is she covering her boobs now? That's the one time she does that? What a weird interaction. You alright? Where you going? You in a hurry? Heart. Heart. Why can't I take the rest of their organs? Is it because they don't count as humans? Excuse me? Where are you going? Where are you going? It's okay, you can stop now. Is it our walking or running animation? Like, is this her being scared, but for some reason she's slow for, strangely? You have a lot of boot, by the way. Like, those shoes are complete, and nothing else about your clothes is. It's weird. You okay? Alright. I guess she's gonna wander off now. I mean, I didn't kill her, so I assume we're still going that way in the story, even though... Wow, I actually lost sight of the hut. It's that way. Draw distance is a thing. I did not realize how far I was going. Alright. I'm going to very carefully not override my saves, because I don't know if this will work or not. Wasn't I supposed to find somebody who was Oh wait, no, I didn't have to find someone who's infected. I had to find somebody, in this case, who was a steppe person. The conditions changed, didn't they? The first time... Can I do any conversation with you? I like how you didn't even have an opinion about me killing your wife or not. You just kind of stood there. And we kind of just proceeded without you. I mean, I didn't get a chance to talk to them because I got attacked, and it kind of happened. My choice was kill her or kill them at that point. And I'd like to opt away from killing the person that says that's begging for their life, and also clearly has some kind of benefit for being alive anyway, because she's like the last of her kind around here. I think that's the same one I picked up before. Whereas they are the ones that are they're making the ultimatum. Like they attacked me, so at that point I'm like, alright, well, I mean, you kind of made this happen. I can't make decisions for you at this point. Ooh, I have so many watches. Please take my watches. My pocket watches. My watches of pocket. Click. That's only worth 7. How far down can I get? I'm over by 2. These are worth 3. I was gonna say if 2 of those and 1 of those would be enough, but I can't. These are worth 1. I guess I'll just get those 2 then. Sure. That's what I'll go with for now. There's a lot of meters on the screen. I don't like that. I really want to fix that. Sleeping will fix 2 of them. Bread will fix another one, and a lot of murder will fix the 4th one. Are we good?
Should I just give up?
I've brought you what you wanted. It's a butcher. Good. Are you sure he was infected? I'm not, but I didn't have much of a choice. Yes, I know that already. Bloody ass, but he did her best to sneak each and every one of them out of the steppe. Haven't seen a creature more repulsive in my entire life. Every quarantine measure we've taken will prove useless if any of them reaches civilization. Yeah, it's an issue. They're not contagious, Oinen. Oh, really? How do you know? If the bacteria live within their bodies undeveloped, they are very much contagious. They are walking carriers. They won't try to reach civilization anyway. They'll stay in their nomad camps. Die.
The wretched wound has opened.
I can't be the only one that finds it weird that there's cutscenes. It's just one cutscene of repeating, admittedly, but oh, there was like none as The Bachelor.
Should I just give up?
Like cutscenes were such a special occasion as The Bachelor, and this time around, like special cutscenes just happen. I did a whole questline as that character and never saw anyone be like, let's look at the microscope. Not him and not Ruben. But now I get cutscenes all the time. It would have been useful. Like, I gave stuff to Ruben, and Ruben would be like, I have results. And then I talk to him again and about the results. And it's like, it'd kind of useful to have a visually show him be scientist for a second. Not that it's a giant deal. What did you see? This is exactly what we were looking for. It's still alive. The bacteria are in there. What of the antibodies is essential for making a serum? I don't know for sure yet. I'll send you a report in a few hours. Don't go about cutting people's hearts out for your panacea until then. It's a controversial solution, you know. That's his problem with it, of course. What? Do you even hear yourself? Sorry, I meant no offense. It was just a momentary lapse of, well, you know, none taken. And just so that you know, I'm bloody thankful to you, Baruch. I don't know what it means to you, but for me, this heart is a treasure. Wait for news from me. It'll most likely be good. Well, 50-50. Okay, I'll be waiting. We did it? The quivering heart is in my hands, the sand pest is inside, along with a few spontaneous particles that have appeared as a result of humanity's hopeless struggle with the sickness. Being called the Ripper is a fair price for the chance to hold something like this. Okay. Alright, Artemy, I'm a little concerned. Being called the Ripper is a fair price for having a chance to hold a quivering heart. Like, okay. Maybe I was a little ahead of myself, excusing anything ever.
What is this disease?
Oh, that's the whole... Their medicine knowledge is non-existent conversation. Alright. I've done Vlad the Younger, I've done that, and it's currently We have a few hours. I need to go take a nap. I'm gonna go home. I'm gonna take a nap, and I'm gonna stab so many people. Might even not need to take a nap. I'm not that exhausted yet. Although I do have to do the napping at some point, so I probably should just do it sooner rather than later. Hey, buddy. Let's just deplete my watches. Nope, nope, he's got nothing. Is he this? I wonder if that was a coincidence or was the same guy. Ooh, I almost went this way. Don't want to go that way. We still have to go out through the back window. I cannot go to any of the plague districts or I will be hunted just mercilessly and also, like, irritatingly by the guards. Some time may have passed by the time you next see me. Nah, I'll probably get letters to read you guys at the very least. There's gonna be a lot. There's gonna be a killing marathon, and you know the usual nightly ritual. Admittedly, after having skipped a night because of what happened. But aside from that, not a lot going on. We'll see when the letters come in, and then what happens tomorrow. This has been eventful. I played these 2 days back to back, so if I sound a little slower, it's because I have actually been going at it for a while now. But yeah. It's not 2 full days back to back, but it's 2 half, like, it's like 3/4 of a day followed by like just under half a day or something. Like it's weird, but this has been a long session. But it's eventful. I imagine this informs in part why people like the Bachelor, the Haruspex storyline so much. It's because some crazy stuff starts to happen. Like this whole loop has been eventful, and there's an interruption to your process, and it's unexpected, and you have to deal with that, and you have to rush to do a day in less time and stuff like that. It happened to some extent with The Bachelor, but it also happened much later. Like in The Bachelor's case, it kind of happened when you might be more ready for it, and in this game's case, it happened on day 4. Like you're just getting the groove around. The plague isn't even really a thing yet. Like, this is probably when the campaign most needs bonus interesting things, is that the plague is only happening in like a couple places. It's largely out of the way. It has had virtually 0 impact on my overall journeys today. The plague that the game's based around still hasn't continued to not really matter, even 5 days in, because it really doesn't pick off and become really oppressive and a thing where the map is like a third plague, a third combat, and a third normal. Like that doesn't happen until after the Inquisitor is showing up. These early moments need to pick me up, and this was a disruption, especially since the player specifically values nighttime as the Haruspex, and losing that is significant. They also play with reputation. Reputation basically didn't matter as a mechanic when I was the Bachelor, unless I specifically went out of my way to do bad things. I wasn't breaking into people's houses, I wasn't stealing from people, I wasn't killing guards, and I wasn't even really proposed with reasons to want to. By and large, I was just doing my job and killing things that attacked me and running from place to place. So the reputation meter pretty much stayed full from the get-go, and had very rare instances to ever even dip. Whereas this is the second time that the Haruspex has had low reputation for a narrative reason. Although I'm not sure if I even 100% understand why it happened this time. I guess it's because of the cutting up of, I think I'm being blamed for cutting up the body of Cain? I'm actually not entirely certain. It kind of came as a surprise. I thought we were good on good terms with people. I imagine it's either because I cut up, I was with Cain's body, or it might be because wasn't this when Ruben disappeared? It was right around the time I just got caught? That might explain why. Maybe not. But if it's not that, it's probably because Stanislav hates me. Not Stanislav. That's the architects. Stamatin. Andre? No, that's Andre's shit. This guy. Saburov. There we go. Whereas this is Yeah, I knew this was, I can't highlight the pub right now, but yeah, that's Stamatin there. Saburov. Saburov's wife is after me, which means Saburov is after me, so that might have been why that happened, because those are his guys, ultimately. I don't know, I feel like I lost the thread a little bit about why that happened. But it's definitely been eventful.